Beautiful early evening scenes of the full moon on February the 10th. So towards the morning we should see a lunar eclipse. Getting this footage in beforehand and hoping the skies stay clear tonight from Phuket. Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Before we look at the footage taken during the time of the lunar eclipse above Phuket in southern Thailand, let's just have a look at what timeanddate.com was telling us we should have been able to see between 5:34 and 6:40 a.m. on the 11th of February. So this is in the morning, just before sunrise, when the moon was about to set. And the maximum, as you can see here, should have been around 6:38, and we should have seen a kind of line across at least half of the moon there. And then at 6:40 the moon was down below the horizon. We can see here below that sunrise was at 6:46 a.m., almost directly opposite where the moon was setting, heading of east-southeast. So that's worth bearing in mind as we see what I managed to capture. So this is footage taken between 6:17 and 6:21 a.m. and we also have a little graphic to remind us of what we should have been seeing according to timeanddate.com. As you can see, the moon seems to have a kind of yellowish hue depending on the camera's exposure there, but we do usually have a kind of change of color as it gets near the horizon anyway. And to be honest, I cannot really see, I couldn't see with my eyes or through the camera, any kind of definite shaded area on the moon. This is playing at normal speed, so you can see how quickly it's setting. So really not much time left to see anything. But that line across there is a telegraph line, and we got some banana tree leaves blocking the lower half there. So I had to switch positions a few times just to kind of try and keep the moon in view as it was rapidly setting. In fact, this full moon is a very important date on the Buddhist lunar calendar. It's referred to as Maka Bucha Day, and it commemorates the day in which the Lord Buddha recited the Ovada Patimokkha, or the fundamental teaching, to his disciples. What apparently happened more than 2,500 years ago is that on this full moon, 1,250 Buddhist monks from different places came to pay homage to the Lord Buddha at Veluwan Temple in Rajaha city of Makha state. They had not made any appointment, they just did so on their own initiative. Apparently all of the monks that arrived at the temple were already enlightened monks known as arahants. And they had attained the apinya, which is the 6 higher knowledges. and all of them had been individually ordained by the Lord Buddha himself, and later the Makabucha ceremony was widely accepted and performed throughout the country, and of course this has extended into Thailand, Laos and other Buddhist countries in the region. Of course the Buddhist lunar calendar and Vedic cosmology knew about the cycles of the moon and the eclipses, which are referred to as Rahu Ketu, and of course they did not need a heliocentric model or a globe to predict these events, but they are known widely throughout Asia as being events in which a change of energy takes place, and so the lunar eclipse can be considered an inauspicious event, or at least a time when negative energies abound, and it's not a good time to embark on a new project or sign a contract. But that also means it's a time of reflection and maybe discarding the old so we can move on with something new. So it certainly means on an esoteric level that change is afoot. So for followers of Buddhism or Vedic tradition, today would be a day where there is extra effort to abstain from negative things such as eating meat, doing things that will bring bad karma, a time for reflection, looking inwards and looking forward to starting something new with a fresh outlook. So we have the whole aspects of both the negative and the positive flow of things, a time of change, transition, as it were. However, as you can see, despite the predictions of Western astronomy, there did not seem to be much of a lunar eclipse for me to see. Yes, the moon certainly had a different tint, this kind of more yellow tinge to it, but unfortunately I could see no distinct line. As you can see, this time was coming up to 6:30, and at that time we should have seen quite a significant piece of shadow on the moon at this time. And within the next 10 minutes the moon fully sets and the sun rises in the opposite direction, unfortunately leaving us with no evidence that the sun was casting the shadow of the ball Earth onto the moon. Thank you very much.